Hey students, welcome back. This is Mr. Johnson. Today's brief video is going to cover all of Unit 1. I'm just quickly going to walk through these lessons so that you are comfortable with whatever it is you're doing for this particular lesson. First things first, I'm on the home page right here, so I'm going to click on Content. Once I click on Content, I want to make sure that I have Unit 1 selected. Guys, as a quick reminder, your Important Files folder is right here, so you'll click on that to access some important files. And then what I'm going to do is continuously upload videos to help you guys. So in this Videos tab, when you click here, there's going to be links to videos right here, such as this one. So you want to make sure that you check out that Videos tab as well. Alright, so in our Unit 1, the first lesson, 1.01, deals with the history of computers. So upon clicking on this, you're going to be taken to a new tab. Okay, and you want to make sure that you take the time to read the introduction to the lesson, and that for these particular links, you go to these links and you read about the history of computers. Your task for this lesson is on the last page, and your task for this lesson is to go to the discussion board, okay, which I showed you in the overall video. But you're to go to the discussion board, which is, for this lesson, is 1.01 discussion, early forms of computers. And on the discussion board, you are going to write a one paragraph, which is 2 to 6 sentences. You're going to write a one paragraph brief about an event in computer history that you did not know before reviewing the lesson. So basically, what you read on these links right here, if you find something that you had previously not known, you're going to go to the discussion board and write your post about that. And again, to do that, you simply go to Assessment, you click on Discussions, okay, and here is the discussion post right here. You're going to want to click right there, go there, and post your discussion, again, and it gives you a brief summary right here. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the lessons. Again, Unit 1, Lesson 2, 1.02, deals with operating systems. Okay, so you guys are going to learn about operating systems, and the best way to think about it is an operating system is essentially the brain of a computer. I mean, it determines how things look, how things interact. There are different types of operating systems. For PC, most PCs will use Windows, so you guys may be on the old version of Windows XP. You have Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and they're now even rolling out potentially a Windows 10. So you're going to learn about the different types of operating systems for PCs, for Macs. There's some other open software platforms out there. You'll look at some operating systems that are used for mobile devices. So this is a really good lesson to kind of learn about the new things out there. You learn a little bit about servers, okay? And when you get to the task session in this particular lesson, your assignment's pretty simple, okay? You're going to click and download this file right here, and what this file is going to give you is it's going to give you scenarios for 3 potential customers, and it's assuming that you're sort of the computer expert based off what you've learned in this lesson. So you're going to tell these people based on their situation, and this sheet right here, when you download this file, clearly lines out their particular situation. But based off their situation, what type of technical needs they have and so forth, you make a recommendation as to what product they should buy. So it's a very simple lesson, and once you've downloaded this, you've read it, you've answered it, and you've saved it, you'll come back up here to the Assessment tab, you'll go to the Dropbox, and you will upload your file right here in the 1.02 by adding your file, right? And then you have to browse and select your file, so you would click Upload, and wherever your file is located is where you're going to, that was my example right there, is where you're going to find it, right? So I would hit Add, and then once I hit Add, I see that my file has been attached. I just need to submit, okay? Once I hit Submit, the assignment has been submitted to me, but for this purpose I'm not going to do that because this is just an example. Alright, so that knocks out your lesson 1.02, okay? So you'll need to then go to lesson 1.03, which talks about what is this stuff, and it talks about the difference between hardware and software. So you're going to want to work through this lesson, okay? When you get to the end, you'll notice that right here on this task, it's going to ask you to go to this desktop skills website. For some this works, for some it doesn't. So if you'll notice on the do not complete assignment tab, right, or the assignment sheet, this 1.03 hardware and software is not required. Okay, so you are not required to do this task right here. So if you want to do it, and maybe the link works for you, maybe it doesn't, but you are not required to submit this particular assignment. All right, so once you've read and you understand lesson 1.03, you're ready to move on to lesson 1.04. Okay, so right here, this talks about where did my files go, and it talks about different types of software and ways in which you save files. So you want to make sure that you work through the lesson, and you do that by clicking next. I'm just kind of giving a brief overview right here. When you get to this practice tab, you're gonna key in the extensions to match what a database would be, and it's gonna kind of work through a couple different right here, and this is just 1 of 7, so you would hit next question. Your first task is to complete the 104 software and hardware graphic organizer, and what I'm quickly going to do is download this file. Okay, I'm going to put it right here in our Access folder. Okay, and I'm going to open this file up so that you see what it looks like, okay, because this one can be a little confusing. And again, this is for the 1.04 software and hardware graphic organizer sheet. Okay, let me view out of this a little bit. So what you're going to do is scroll to the second page, and your job, okay, is to take all these things out here and drag them and drop them on top of the correct thing. So for example, this creates documents. So what I would do, I know that that is a Microsoft Word document, right? So let's see if we see Microsoft Word. It's right here. It tells me to drag the application name and the extension. So I'm going to click on Word, and I'm going to drag Word over top of this. I'm then going to find the extension, okay, and drag it and drop it over the tab as well. All right, so you would do the same for all these others. On the left side are hardware, on the right side is software. So depending on whatever it is you're reading, you're going to drag and drop it over here. When you're finished, you will save it, and you will then go to the Dropbox area, and you will upload your file for 1.04 software and hardware. And again, to do that, you would come right back here, click on Dropbox. Here is the 104 graphic organizer, so I'm going to click right here. I'm going to add my file. So upload. I would find my file, and it's right here. Okay. I would hit add. I'm not going to submit it. You would, but I'm not, just because I'm doing a demonstration. All right, so I'm going to cancel that out, but that's how you do it. You would hit submit, and then boom, your 104 is done. Okay. The other part of this lesson tells you right here to go to the quizzes area and complete the 1.04 software and saving quiz. All right, so to get there, you would click on assessment, quizzes. All right, here's your software quiz. So you're going to click right here, and then you guys are ready to start it. Okay, well, it doesn't prompt me right now because this is just demonstration. But you're going to scroll down here, and you're going to see where it says start quiz. Okay. All right, then the third task is where it says task 3. It says, let's see how organized you are. From now on in the course, you should make a folder on your computer, server, flash drive. In your case, it's going to be your flash drive for each unit's work. Okay, so save all of your work for this unit, or save all of your work for the unit to this folder. So let me show you how to create a folder. It's very easy. So let's say that, and let me do this real quick. Let's say that you have a flash drive, okay, which hopefully you do, and the name of your flash drive, I'm just going to say flash drive, just to make it easy, okay? So this is your flash drive. So as you guys are saving work, you want to make sure that you're saving it to folders, so that you know exactly where your work is. So in order to create a new folder, you can do it a couple different ways. You can click right here on New Folder. If you do not have this option, okay, what you'll want to do is come right here in this white space, and you'll want to right click and hit New Folder, and you then key it in. So I would say Unit 1. Okay, now let's say that I accidentally had a spelling error like that. Okay, I can correct that. I can either come right here and right click and hit Rename and then correct my error, or I could have double clicked on it to correct it as well. So this lesson wants us to create a folder named Unit 1, and it wants us to move all of our work to that folder. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to move, and let me show you how to do that real quick. let's say I wanted to move a file over. Let me just take this Ben Johnson Online Learning. Okay, let's say I'd initially saved this on my flash drive, and now I want to move it over to that right folder. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to cut. Okay, so now quote unquote cut the file. I'm going to open up my flash drive, find Unit 1, I'm going to right click and paste the file in there. So now the file is there. Okay, I'm good to go. You can also drag and drop it over the folder, but cutting and pasting may be a little bit easier for you guys right now. Alright, so I want you to move all of Unit 1's work into this Unit 1 folder. Okay, down the road, as we're saving files, you're going to be automatically saving them right here. So for example, let's say I was going to save this file right here. Okay, that's giving me an example here. Let me go back to this one. Let's say I was going to save this file. I'm going to hit Save As. I'm going to find my flash drive, which is right here. Okay, so you would click on your flash drive. In my case, I had it up here. You would find your flash drive folder, or your name. Then you would click on Unit 1 folder. And then now you name your file whatever it is you need to name it. So that would be how you would change where you're saving your file in the beginning. Okay, it's very easy to do. And again, all I would do is, if I'm downloading the file for the first time, I'm going to do Save As. Okay, I'm going to tell it where I want it to be saved. Here's that folder. And now I give it a name and I save it. Okay. Alright, so that knocks out lesson 1.04, and that's really all you guys have to do this week, but I am going to quickly talk about the lesson 1.05 so you know. This is computer maintenance. Okay, so this talks about just good skill or good practices for keeping a smooth and efficient computer. It talks a little about viruses as well that can hamper your computer's performance. Okay, so you'll want to work through this lesson. When you get to the task, okay, notice if you come back to this our required and deleted assignments, the 1.05 computer maintenance task, which is aka task 1. This is not required. Okay, so task 1 up here is not required. However, task 2 is. Okay, so you'll do task 2, which is a discussion, and then you'll do task 3, which is setting up. After you guys have set up the Dropbox where you had created that folder, and you had moved all your files into it, what you're going to do is take a screenshot. Okay, so for example, and it shows you how to do it in Microsoft Word right here. It's very easy to do. You can hit Control-Alt-Print, and that takes a screenshot of your actual screen, and then you would paste it into a Word document. So for example, let's say this is the Access file that I have going right now. Okay, let's say I wanted to take a picture of this, so I'm going to hit Control plus Alt plus Print Screen on my keyboard. Now, when I go to open up a Microsoft Word document, okay, I can right-click and hit Paste. And it pastes my screen. See, whatever was up on my screen, it took a picture of. So I would save this. Okay. I'll move this to our. I tell you what, I'll put it in that pretend folder we did for Unit 1, and I'll just call this Unit 1 FM Dropbox. Okay. And now that I've done that, I can close the file. So I would go back to the Dropbox area, and then right here under Unit 1 FM Dropbox, I click right there, and I upload the file like I've showed you previously. So that pretty much knocks out all of your lessons and then your assignments for Unit 1. The only thing you would have left is to take the Unit 1 quiz, which would be right here. Okay, and I'll open that up if it's not already opened up. Okay. If you have questions, guys, let me know. But this video walked you all the way through Unit 1. Just take your time, review this video, a couple times if you need to, if you get stuck in particular points in time, okay, or points in the lesson.